Well, hey, I've just been talking to you and talking to you, and you weren't there. Why? Because obviously I didn't hit the button, the record button. So let's try it again. Hey, thanks for being here. I'm Kathy. And thanks for stopping by. And I have told you all kinds of stuff up until now. And I'll try to think of what it is, but I already felt better because I thought I was talking to you. It was helping. It was helping me mentally. So now I really get to talk to you. Okay, so I'm doing my eyebrows. I've already done my BB cream and some concealer and some blush and some primer on my eye and some powder. Sorry. Anyway, okay, so last week I was feeling really rough, and I told you I'd been feeling rough for a little while. And I blamed it on dysautonomia. And then I decided I probably had a urinary tract infection. So I went to the urologist on Tuesday and left a culture, and they still have not called me back. They should have today, but it's Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, so I don't think they're going to. But in the meantime, something told me that, here's all my symptoms. I was having fatigue, a lot of fatigue, taking a nap every day. Now, this has been going on now. This is the end of the third week. And I had a headache every day. I had right side pain, like where your kidneys are. And I had a horrible stomach. Stomach stuff I'm sort of used to, but it was getting pretty bad. So anyway, I asked Dr. Google if you could have right side pain with colitis, because I've been diagnosed with colitis in the past. It's been years ago, and I know that I have flare-ups with it sometimes, but I don't go get it checked because the only way they can tell it's ulcerative colitis, microscopic ulcerative, I can't say it, colitis. And every time you go in and you think you have a flare-up, they won't treat you until they do a colonoscopy. Well, I'm not having a colonoscopy every time I have a colitis flare-up. Sorry. So usually I wait it out. I'm usually just careful what I eat and I wait it out. But, okay, am I done with these eyebrows? I don't know. I'm so messed up because I thought you were here. Where were you? You would have been here, right? If I'd have hit the button. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Anyway, about Wednesday, I also Googled to see if you could have a headache with, did I say I'd had a headache? I had a headache every day with colitis, and you can. And you can have right side pain, and you can have fatigue along with all the stomach issues. Well, I've never had all those symptoms with colitis. I've usually just have a bad stomach. So this has definitely been different and definitely a little more intense. So let's see, since Wednesday, I started being very careful what I ate. Dr. Google says no fiber, no gluten, no dairy, or very low fiber. And if you eat a vegetable, you have to cook it to death. No high fat, no sugar, like all the things. And I'm like, what do you eat? So basically, I've been eating an egg in the mornings, and blueberries are okay. They're low fiber. So I've been eating some blueberries. I've been eating just a hamburger patty at night. And all those things have been agreeing with me. So my stomach's been in pretty good shape the last couple of days. And I'm feeling so much better for that. Like, when you actually get to keep your food and get the nutrients out of it, it's amazing how much better you feel. So anyway, I think I went into more detail when you weren't here, but I don't want to go there again. So let's just talk about something else. I did start my mystery knit along that I was going to do this week. The first clue came out on Wednesday. So if you don't know what that is, it's you don't know what you're knitting. I actually do know what I'm knitting, but usually you don't know what you're knitting. And you get a clue a week and you just knit that clue, just whatever it says. You just do those stitches in that order, whatever. And then the next week you get another clue and another until you're finished. But I did sort of figure out, so I know the lady that wrote the pattern, and I said, hey, is this for my home or is this for me to wear? I said, because the yarn I choose is going to be very different for those different things. And she said it's for your home. So then I looked at the amount, the yardage of yarn that we needed, and I was like, this is something big. So I'm going to say it's a throw. And then later she told me it was a throw. But so I got the first clue yesterday. The first clue has 3 different parts. So I've only done the first part. I'll show you that. And I don't know why this is so fun and why it inspires me so much, but I think it's just the mystery part of it. Okay, so I told you last week that I'm matching a rug that I have. So this is what I've gotten so far. And there'll be another block of different pattern over here and another one over here. And then this one has almost all these colors in it. So this is going to be one of my squares on one side. Just the whole square will be this. I think that's going to be really pretty. Anyway, it's so exciting. First of all, it's exciting to not know what the next piece is going to look like. And it's also exciting that everybody's doing it with you. And I had one more thing, and I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, it's fun. It's keeping me going. I told you last week, I don't have a lack of projects. I don't have a lack of yarn. I had a lack of motivation, and I have had for a long time. So I was just like, I'm going to do this mystery knit along because I'm pretty sure I will finish this project because I'm doing it with a group, and it's just fun to see what pattern, like what you're going to knit next. Anyway, what are we doing next? I'm going to do this eyeshadow. I powdered these, right? I think I did before you got here. I'm so mad that I didn't record. Anyway. What else? I am actually still sleeping in my bed. I cannot believe. I really thought, hey, I see a bald spot right there. Let me fix that. I really thought that I would never sleep in a bed again, that I would sleep in a recliner forever. But it's working, and I'm sleeping good in it, and I'm so excited that I'm not sleeping in the living room in a recliner. So that's going good. What else is going on in my life besides sleeping in a bed and knitting and figuring this colitis thing out and hoping that there's not additionally something wrong with my kidney? Yeah. Okay, so also I was telling you, because I haven't done this in a little while, when you weren't here, I was telling you all the makeup, the kinds of makeup I'm using. So I'll go back and show that. I'm not selling anything. I don't have any affiliate links. I'm not being sponsored. Let's be real. I have 18 subscribers. Nobody wants to sponsor me. And honestly, I'm not looking for that anyway. Maybe one day down the road I might. I don't know. But right now, I'm just putting my makeup on and talking to you. That's just all this is about. This that I'm using is it's a MAC product. It's a powder eyeshadow, and it's called Ripened. It's sort of a purpley looking thing. It's really just sort of neutral, don't you think? And this brush is a brush I've had a long time, and it came from Younique. And, oh, it's called a blending brush. I think they still have this brush, but I'm not sure. I sold Younique for a while, about 5 years ago, and then I moved to Saint, selling Saint makeup, which is the cream lip and cheek I use, and the cream eyeshadow that I use for a lip liner. Hey, I like that, and I don't know that I want anything else. I mean, I guess I do want a little bit of highlight. Let's try that. I'm just gonna put a little of this creamy color right here. There. Just brighten it up a little bit. This is a MAC palette that I chose myself. I went in and picked the colors and they put it in the palette for me, but honestly, I really just use about 3 of them. Oh well. Okay. Let's put a little bit of this right here. How's that? Is that good enough? I feel like it is. I just wanted just a little bit of color. And I say that often, and then I usually end up adding a lot to it. Not a lot, but you know, more to it. Okay, so first I used this BB cream. This is Dr. Jart BB cream. I got it at Sephora. And what else did I use? I used this eyebrow pencil. It's Benefit. It's called Precisely My Brow. And I'm using the shade 2.5. And I used this. I think you weren't on here when I said this, but this is a MAC paint pot in the color Painterly that I use as a sort of an eyeshadow primer. It's just the color of like a base makeup. And I showed you this color that I just put on. And I used this concealer before you came on. This is Maybelline Instant Rewind Eraser. And I'm contemplating whether I need a different kind of concealer or maybe just a different color. This is pink. And what else? Oh, I do need to put a little bit of eyeshadow under my eye. That's what I do instead of, I don't like mascara on my bottom lashes. I don't really know why, I just don't like it. So I take this little tiny short brush, it's real stiff, and I just dot it one time in my brown eyeshadow, and I put just a little bit of color down there. Why didn't I just put the purple? I don't know. But I feel like when I do this, I can get away with not wearing mascara there. I mean, I could get away with it anyway. I don't think the mascara police would come. But anyway. I thought I wasn't getting on here today at all because this afternoon when I was ready, I started sneezing. I went to the yarn shop this morning. That's the only place I went, and there must have been something in there that I was allergic to. I don't know. I could not stop sneezing when I got home. And I thought, And then I got snotty. And I was like, I can't go in there sneezing and snotting. Anyway. So I got me some lavender essential oil and just started sniffing it. And eventually it made it stop. Okay, let's curl these eyelashes. And put some mascara on. This is Grande Mascara Waterproof Conditioning. I have never understood why holding your hand behind this makes you able to see it, but it does. So, that's what we're doing. I like this mascara. I really do. Well, I can't make those look exactly like I want them, but it's okay. Ooh, those look so much longer than the other ones. So let me try to, I won't make them even, but I always have to try. These look thicker and these look longer. Can they not get together? Good enough, right? Okay, let's do some kind of lipstick. That might be too much. So when I put this cream eyeshadow on my lips as a liner, I've got a little brush that I got from Amazon. I like it. But it's a cream eyeshadow and it's sort of thick. And when I put it on without any moisturizer on my lips, it won't go on good. It's too thick. So then I started putting that moisturizer on my lips, and then I think it shows up a lot. Last week it got really heavy. So let me see if I can get just a little bit and not overdo it. That's better. Also, this is a newer one. I threw my old one away because I'd had it for so long, and I'm sure it was dried out a little bit. So I'm sure that's why it's showing up more. that and the moisture I put on my lips. Okay. I'm going to use this same color that I used on my cheeks, on my lips, just a little. I like the fade of the brown liner into the color. I like it. Okay. I almost always go back and put a little more blush. Do I need it? I don't know, but I like to. Now this will calm down. I did just rub on that, but I like blush. Oh me, I think that's all the makeup I'm gonna do. Listen, I thank y'all so much for being here, and I have had 8 new subscribers in the last month, and I'm so grateful to you. That brings me to 18, and it's not my goal. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. My goal is to come on here and encourage me and encourage you. But in the meantime, I would love to build a community of women on here that want to just hang out. This has been so good for me. And I honestly don't know why people would want to subscribe and follow. I'm over 750 views overall. I think I've been doing this for about 4 months. I'm blown away by 750 views. And I know they're not all full views. I know people click in and go, yeah, that's not for me, and move on, and that's perfectly fine. But for the ones of you who hang out here, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You'll just never know how much it means to me for you to hang out with me, comment. I've had a few women comment, and it feels so good just to have that little short conversation with another woman. And listen, I've been to the yarn shop twice this week. I don't know how I made it because I was feeling rotten, but I told Mark, I said, just to stand there a few minutes and talk to a lady about colors of yarn, and she helped me match, pick out what I wanted to go with something. And I said, I cannot tell you what that does for me. And I mean, I feel like this is the next best thing to being there in person. I don't leave the house a lot. I just appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging out. I don't know why people watch. I mean, I like to watch people put their makeup on. I like to watch people just talk about their life. And really, that's all I got. I mean, at this point, this YouTube channel might morph into something else one day. But for right now, I just put my makeup on and tell you what's going on in my life. And honestly, a lot of times it's not good. I've been sick a lot or whatever. And I hate to come on here and complain or cry. Oh my goodness, I haven't cried today. Yay! That's an accomplishment. But that's what's really going on in my life. Like, it's really been hard for a while. And so I always think, okay, so I'm going to tell you the hard stuff. I'm going to tell you what I'm going through. But what can I throw in there that's encouraging or good or fun? And right now it's my knitting. So I'm going to keep you updated every week as to how that's going. It'll be fun to see what the next pattern is. I do know I saw a picture. I'm just rambling right now. Excuse me while I ramble. But I saw a picture of the blanket sort of wadded up so you couldn't see what exactly it looked like, but you could see. And I think what it's going to be like is a a knitted patchwork quilt. That's what I think. And I'll be using these same colors all the way through, but they'll just be in different patterns. It'll be like a square, all the same colors, one pattern, then a different pattern using the same colors and another one. And you just keep connecting and making, that's not exactly a square, but it's a little bit of a rectangle. Anyway, it'll be fun. Do you think it'll be fun to see where I'm going with this? Anyway, would I have chosen to make a blanket for me right now? No, I wouldn't, but I chose the therapy of it, of just the knit along and doing it with other people and the surprise that's coming every week. So I'm excited about it, but I try to look for something like what's light, what's fun that I can talk about. Honestly, sometimes I can't find anything, but anyway, thanks for being here. I'm so sorry I did not hit record. I feel like I did hit record. What I might find is that I have two, because the reason I think I hit it and it might have gone off is because at one point the screen went dark. And when I touched it to make it come back on, I noticed I wasn't recording. It was at 0. And I was like, oh. So I think it went off. So you may get the whole video. If so, I don't know how to edit, but I do know how to piece two pieces together. One day I might learn how to edit. We'll see. I don't know. All right. Thanks for being here. Bye.